Hello, my lovely listeners. I was again listening to Aaron Doughty and his podcast, and he inspired me to say something today. I've been going through some turbulences, I guess emotional and hard turbulences, and some old patterns that were coming up for me, and I was journaling about this. This is always a very good way to do that, but I also wanted to talk to someone about this, and I think you will be a great audience, whoever listens, because I've spoken to some of my friends, and I really about those things happening, and I really don't want to sound like negative, and everyone has got their own kind of problems and their own things that they go through. So this is a kind of avenue for me to talk about it, and in the same time maybe someone will find it and see it as something useful, something similar that they go through, something that they didn't think about, of how to think of, I guess, life challenges and experiences that we see in our daily life. And it's really in correlation to the new moon that's happening, and some retrograde planets, which there are a few, several planets retrograde, and this is how I was explaining the things that came up for me in the last couple of days. And one of them was definitely about setting boundaries with other people and expressing my true self, and also about being seen. And these are the themes that are repeating itself, and I feel like these are lessons that I just do over and over again, and I'm not sure how long for I would have to do them. I don't think that I have fully integrated those lessons yet, and I think that I still have things to learn about. And I also believe, so if something like this is happening to you over and over and over again, one particular thing, and if you, by observing this situation and having this awareness that that this is the repeat pattern, if you see that, that means that's a very big bonus, first of all, because it allows you to take yourself out of the situation at least a little bit and observe yourself and your behaviors, your emotions, your actions, your thoughts, also your beliefs, and make maybe sense of that, and maybe it helps a little bit. I think it does help me. It does not make those experiences much easier, although it might make you calmer and kind of understand, and rather than blaming everything else and other people, I always say to come back to yourself. So if the situation take place and I don't know, someone says something and maybe you don't feel very pleasant about this, the very first reaction is to blame other people and say they are like this, they are like that, it's their fault, everyone around me is this, it's not fair. That's a very easy behavior that always kind of takes things outside of yourself and put everything outside of you, rather than bringing it back to you and thinking about this being another lesson, that maybe I need this lesson, I need this experience, I need to go through it, and how I go through it, how I experience it. First of all, how long would it take me to get over this, to make sense of this, to understand that it's not how they behave. What's important is how my reaction to their behavior is. So this kind of takes responsibility from something, and takes the first of all the responsibility, but second of all makes the situation about you and what you can do about the situation. And the only thing you can do, and the only thing you can control about this situation, is your feelings, your emotions, your reactions. Are you becoming sad about this, and how long, or angry, and how long you carry this sadness and anger in you, right? How do you then relate to those people or those situations? These are the things you can control. You cannot control other people and their behaviors and actions. So let's say I was going through things like this, and someone, I don't know, didn't treated me right and said something not amazing to me or about me, and then I still got angry, I still got a little bit furious, or I still got sad, or I had thoughts about am I worthy, am I good enough, and then the next step is kind of see that. So be aware of those feelings. These are not pleasant feelings, because first of all, you want to shift the blame. So you want to say they are this and that, and that's why they behaved like this, right? But never mind how they behaved, is about how you felt about this. So if someone said something and you didn't feel nothing about this, or you just be like, oof, whatever, definitely then your self-worth, or how you feeling about your own being, is quite high. You didn't take it personally. You didn't get angry, you didn't get emotional, it didn't really matter what someone said or done, right? There are people like this. I think there's many people like this, or at least they say they feel that way. I don't know if someone says, oh, it doesn't really bother me if someone, is nasty to me or does something. It just goes over me. It just goes over my head. They say that. I cannot go in these people's minds and kind of see if that's true or not, because many people are really, really good at keeping appearances, but inside they are suffering. And I know that, for example, from this one example of my friend who is psychologist, and she had this person, a guy, coming up and kind of talking about the way the jokes that guys, especially guys who kind of like to sustain this macho persona within the guy kind of men's circle, and they said that he was talking about how those cruel jokes that men often share with each other, and they just laugh or even pretend laughing at those, and they kind of seem totally not bothered about this, and how it really hurt him. So only within this safe environment of the psychologist office, he was able to kind of share it. So although outside it looks like nothing bothers me, I'm fine with everything, if there are some wounds, and we all have them, if there is this inner child that needs nourishing and didn't get enough love or compassion or emotional support, we will be taking this on one way or another. So the important thing is the awareness that those lessons will be coming up your way. And I believe that they really intensify when the energy, the cosmic energies are intense. So those experiences, those lessons, they will come sometimes very often, and sometimes not that often. Sometimes we have a breather and there won't be many lessons and we will be like, oh, I can breathe now. I've learned everything. Now my life is amazing. It's going to be amazing. I've learned all my lessons. Bring it on, a new life. And then, you go into a new environment, something happens, and there's all the planets go retrograde. There is a important new moon or a full moon, and bam, you get hit again with things that actually you have to go through again. But the good thing about this is that, first of all, hopefully time and time again, it will take you a shorter time to get over those things, recognize them, and spend less time being angry or sad or worried or feeling not worthy, because you've already spent this time understanding that, and because you understand that many other ideas that hurt people, and everyone sees the world differently, and really how they behave and how you behave, and how people are to you and how you are to them, it's very often comes from wounding and from wanting to protect yourself or themselves, right? So we are all walking in our little bubbles. Everyone is a little bit hurt inside, a little bit wounded, and really how we react with other people is coming from that. And recognizing this helps as well. It does not mean, again, I repeat, that we don't get angry, that we don't get sad, that we don't get hurt. It's just recognizing it in ourselves will definitely help us to digest it quicker, maybe, to be more empathetic, to be more open, to not close ourselves off. As we know, blaming other people and putting anger towards other people is not really helpful. And I'm not saying I'm not doing that. I definitely do that, and I had my share fair, and it's my lesson that I really want to learn is at the end of the day, gossiping. So what helps me is the kind of verbally expressing this maybe anger or frustration, and kind of put it out there. So what I do, I speak about this with my friends, and I always try not to, and I will be trying not to express those kind of emotions. I wanted to say bad, but there's no bad emotions, but not to talk badly about people, or like he's this and he's that, right? But I still say, and I did said to my friend about this other person, that he was a narcissist, or I don't like how he behaved or how she behaved, or talking about other people's wounding. However, when I catch myself doing that, I like to revert a little bit, and I always say, but let's go back to you, what you can do about your feelings, what you can do about your hurt and about your anger. How long are you allowing yourself to stay with this anger, and how healthy is it for you to be with this anger? And so this was some of the lessons in this retrograde and in this new moon that's happening, I believe, in 2 days, on the or tomorrow, even on the 14th September. Yes, tomorrow. And the other thing is definitely lessons with the heart lessons. So I got some experience that I didn't have for a long time, and it opened my I don't want to say really wounds, but it opened some areas in me that were closed for a very long time, and I had a good look at them. And it was so funny because all the familiar feelings have reason in my body that I haven't seen for such a long time, and I found myself reacting exactly how I always reacted this few years ago when I was in the same kind of how to call it, maybe erotic situation or arousal situation, getting to know someone, and there's someone not being really available, and then kind of the energy of a little bit of push and pull, and then the elation that I felt, so like being really up and going for it, and then the kind of going down from this elation, from this kind of high of being in this moment with this person, and then kind of going into sadness, and while I was still going through all those emotions, I really recognized the patterns that I use, because it wasn't different to how I was a couple of years ago, going through that with some other different persons. So for me, is also I create like almost like a movie environment, that everything is so amazing that and I feel like I am walking on a seventh cloud almost, and I don't know, I listen to romantic songs, and I'm feeling like this waves of kind of yes, elation, and I am and all sorts of those feelings that you can associate with kind of being turned on, and things like this. So it's kind of funny, because in all of this, while I was observing this, I was able, I hope that's because I practice my meditation as much as I can. I was able to stand outside and observe it. Nevertheless, my body was still going through it. Body and hormones is just amazing. They don't care that you are this person who does a lot of meditation, and your mind can be kind of different, can be so disassociated from the body, but body still goes through those waves of, like I said, kind of arousal, and all these other feelings associated with kind of like a sexual feelings, or feelings of getting to know someone for the first time, and kind of how it works, and all the mixed feelings with the also knowing that this is not really, I don't know, a relationship really, and now kind of getting down out of this, which brings kind of sadness, and some sort of, it's not separation, but just sadness, and coming down from the high, basically. So I'm learning that it's hard to find new ways of doing things if you've been doing the same thing for so many times, always the same way. I really tried hard to find a different way, and to switch the emotion, but I don't think it's fully possible. But I am hoping that to go out of this, and to go out of this sadness state, it's not gonna take me a long time, and I am going to be able to go back to my kind of routine, and things like this quicker. But also I can use tools of like being grateful, the gratefulness, the the gratefulness for the fact that this experience really opened me up, the places that I've been closed up, that I haven't been going to, those places kind of opened me up in a way. It was also very healing for my body. That's, at least that's how I feel it about this now. And the new moon is about ending things, so, and ending also with learning some lessons. So I think that's, again, that's a big lesson for me to learn and also close, to start something afresh, to have a new fresh ideas of how to approach maybe relationships for me. So yes, that's just a lot of learning, a lot of going through different things and relearning and experiencing things afresh, although also understanding and seeing how my old patterns come in again. Yeah, that's what I've been going through just now, and it's been very intense but interesting also. Lots of different feelings, and just interesting to going through all of this. I do hope that you found it interesting, and if you're going through similar kind of ups and downs, you will be able to explore your mind and look into what those feelings mean, and with the mind that at the end of the day we are all one, and the separation that we feel is, first of all, is needed on one hand, but on the other, the separation created by anger or resentment, it definitely does not help. And as people, we all come from the same source, and we all go back to the same source. So just those things worth remembering if you're going through some lessons again, and they are particularly difficult. So I wish you all the best, and until next time, to speak soon. Bye bye.